Anyone else have musical theatre playlist? No? Just me? Just me? That I had to whenever I go see a show? No? Just me? Just me? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Ellies Disney CRP series. Welcome back if you are a returning subscriber or viewer, or welcome if you are new here. Basically, I did a Disney CRP, which is a cultural representative program where I worked in the United Kingdom Pavilion in Epcot. It's basically an awesome way to be able to live and work abroad in the US and to work for Disney as well. So I've had a lot of requests of people wanting me to do some help videos basically to help you guys try and get on the program. So that's what I've decided to do with Ellie's CRP series. This episode is basically going to be about the Yummy Jobs application. If you are from the UK, then you have to apply through a partner company called Yummy Jobs. If you are applying, I believe it's from France or Italy, they also have a partner company. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I will put the link for it below after I've edited the video so you guys can follow it on there. For all of the other countries, so like Japan, China, Canada, I believe they are all directly through DisneyCareers.com. Disney, I believe, hired these partner companies because so many people were applying for the program that it was becoming so difficult for them to monitor all of the applications. So this way, having a partner company means that they do all of the work for Disney essentially, and then Disney just do the interview afterwards. So with Yummy Jobs, you do an application, and then if you get through the application, you have a whole day at Yummy Jobs where you have a group interview, an individual interview, and you do loads of group activities. It's really just an awesome way to meet other people because some of these people you might end up going on a program with. One of the guys that was in my group interview of Yummy Jobs, we actually ended up being in the same arrival group. So it really is a great way to meet people that you're potentially going to be spending a year with in Florida. So after the Yummy Jobs interview, if you are successful with that, you then have your Disney interview at Disney head office, face-to-face with a Disney recruiter. So the Yummy Job application bit is actually really important. It's probably more important than your Disney bit because by the time you get to that Disney interview, you are pretty much 95% secured a place in Disney World. So before you even get started on applying, I would head to that Yummy Jobs website and I would read all of the information that you can, make sure you are eligible. My last video was about should I apply for the program, so definitely watch that, but definitely make sure you are eligible for the program. There's no point wasting your time if you don't fit into that category. If you are waiting to apply, then you have loads of time to make sure you do fit into that category. Before I even started applying, I was looking on the Yummy Jobs website for ages. I had a notebook where I was making hundreds of notes. I was watching videos like this, reading blog posts, you name it. I had a notebook and I made all of my notes so I knew the sort of things that I needed to be putting in my application. I had a folder and I believe, yeah, I had a notebook and a folder that I put everything in, and I'd print everything out because I found it so much easier to have everything in physical form and I could annotate it and stuff, and that way I could give it to other people to read as well, but I'll get onto that later, don't worry about that now. Once you've read all of the information, depending on what time of year it is, this time of year, for example, applications aren't going to be opening anytime soon, but that is a really positive thing because it means you have lots of time to be familiar with the process and what you need to do to be prepared. So when applications open, you can literally put your application in that first day, 9 AM, be there, the first person on the list. So applications used to open twice a year, usually in January and July. It's now only in the summertime, in July time. This I can only think is because they have so many people apply, they can't keep on top of it. I don't know. Gonna hold my hands up and say I actually have no clue. That's only what I can presume. That means because there's only one application a year, if you don't get through, you've got to wait another year until you can apply. So it's really important that you do spend a lot of time on the application if you really are committed to it and really want it, because you're going to have to wait a whole year before you can apply again. But like I said, waiting another year is a positive thing because that's 12 months to redo your application and make sure that it's perfect. So on the CRP in the United Kingdom Pavilion, you can either do food and beverage, merchandise, or the HRC. Now, the HRC is pretty much a completely different program. It's not directly owned by Disney like food and beverage and merchandise. You are employed by almost like a partner company. You have a green ID instead of blue ID. You get pretty much the same privileges, you just do something a little bit different. I don't know a lot about that. That usually opens a little bit differently. It is a completely different application. I did not do that program, so unfortunately I don't know a lot about it, but it is something that is specific for the UK. So you basically get to find out your crest and like your heritage of your family name. So it is pretty cool if you're into like history and stuff like that. It probably might be more suited to you, but I really wanted to do food and beverage, so that's why I stuck to. I believe applications are open for that right now. It's January 17th today, and applications are open for the HRC. So if that is something that you wanted to do, definitely get your application in now. With food and beverage and merchandise, regardless of your experience, you might have loads of food and beverage experience and say you want to do food and beverage and they might put you in merchandise. You honestly have no idea. At your Disney interview, you get to say a preference of what you would rather do, and at mine I was like, I really don't know because I have experience in both, and they were like, you have to put it down. So I said food and beverage, which I'm really glad I did because it was a really awesome learning curve for me. But yeah, you can't guarantee that's what you're going to get. So with the Yummy Jobs application, like I said, it is really important that you hit the nail on the head with what they want to see. Thousands of people apply, so you are going to be like a fish in a massive pond. You really want to make sure that all of your shiny scales on your fish. Oh, that was a really cheesy metaphor, I'm really sorry. Yeah, you basically just really want to showcase yourself. I know it's difficult, but you need to highlight all of your relevant skills on your CV, your application, your cover letter, all of these things. I'm going to do separate videos on your application, CV, all those things, just to segregate it. So if you want to like just pop that on for like 10 minutes and watch it because you're doing your CV, then it's a lot easier for you guys. If you do get rejected like I did, I really think you should be persistent. I am convinced that Yummy Jobs see the same names and they recognize the names. If you're being persistent, like they keep saying, seeing Ellie every single time, they're gonna be like, oh, this girl must really want it. So definitely keep applying, keep going. If this is something that you really, really want to commit to, then you should go for it. But like I said, I am going to do a lot of individual interviews for all of the other things, so hopefully that should make it more specific for you guys and you'll understand the process a little bit more. This was basically just to say that if you're from the UK, you have to apply through Yummy Jobs. You cannot apply any other way. It used to be directly through Disney, but like I said, I think the demand was too high, so they just physically couldn't keep up with it. Oh, the sun's gone in. Your Yummy Jobs application is going to be the most important thing for getting into the CRP. It's what you should spend the most time on. I would spend hours pretty much every day just rereading my application, printing it, annotating it. I would get other people to read it. I just think it's so important that even silly things like spelling mistakes, you know, you could read it a million times over and be like, yeah, it's all fine. And then my dad would read it and be like, Ellie, you've spelled 2 wrong. So that pretty much concludes everything I want to say about the Yummy Jobs application. If you do have questions, please put them in the comments down below because the next couple of weeks I'm going to be covering the CV, cover letter, the application, because with the Yummy Jobs application you do have to answer a few questions. So those are really important that you get right as well because they are going to showcase what is important to you and why you want to do the culture representative program. So CV I feel like gets brushed off a little bit, but your application questions are the most important things. So you want to make sure that they're perfect. So I'm going to be covering them in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those videos, and give it a comment, a like, follow me on Instagram, it's @EllieBrown, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.